Hello everyone and welcome to 2023 on Leadnap Gaming. Today, we'll be looking at how things are progressing in the PTU, what we're looking forward to most in the new 3.18, and talking a few tidbits on the channel. Before we dive into that whole 3.18 thing, let's talk channel business right quick. 2023 is going to look a little bit different this year on the channel. Normally, here I plug some sort of fun giveaway, and we'll certainly do a few of those this year. Plural. Yeah. I'm looking at doing a quarterly giveaway, and as usual, it's open to anyone subscribed. What am I giving away? That's up to Led's Legion, the Patreon supporters of the channel, to decide. If you want to be part of that decision, a simple $3 a month will let you cast that vote. After all, it's their contributions that pay for these things. Some other things they pay for is equipment upgrades to the studio, licensing, and so forth. And speaking of which, new to 2023, we're rolling out a new capture PC that'll hopefully expand some of the content offerings. I'll be dialing production back to 2 set episodes per month. This is because a lot of the content I've been working on takes longer to produce, and with little Led getting older, my time is more in demand. My goal is always weekly, but going every other week allows me flexibility to get more done for you. We will be adding more DCS content this year, like the Vegan tutorials, cinematics, and then some. But I'm also excited to announce Medieval Dynasty is coming back to streaming on the channel. I'm hoping to get a lot more streaming for both games going, so I look forward to seeing you all live. The most notable change in content does involve Star Citizen, and this is also where every other week is going to help. The easy trap to fall into here is making content for the sake of making content. Producing 100 look at me hole scrape videos is a waste of your time and mine. 2022 was a big back-end year for Star Citizen. Throwing weekly episodes out on the same topics gets dry really fast. For the new year, Star Citizen content is going to roll as Star Citizen content is available. Which brings us to today's main topic, PTU and 3.18. Now, I've not made a 3.18 PTU video yet, so this is virgin territory for the channel. But to my last point, I don't intend to make this a weekly video showing how this week's bugs got better or worse. I said this on Space Tomatoes livestream and I meant it. I am super excited for Salvage to come out into the verse. This surprised me because I didn't really plan on getting into Salvage. I have a strong mining fleet built out and I look forward to using it someday. But Star Citizen is 2 game. It's a game that will someday release, and in that game I will mine and haul for economic gain. But it's also the game we have right now. And for that, Salvage has jumped to the top of my favorite things to do list. It isn't that Salvage Tier 1, hull scraping, is particularly awesome. I have no doubts the Vulture is going to be a beast, and I already regret not getting one at IAE. No, it's the multicrew element of the Reclaimer. Now, we need to be clear about something, because I'm going to get hammered on both fronts down in the comments. 1. The Reclaimer can be solo. This is a fact. However, it's also a fact that due to the layout and sheer size, doing so is painful and not at all worth it, with the Vulture existing right next to it. 2. In truth, there is no multi-crew content that's new to the Reclaimer. True multi-crew would involve not being able to use the ship without the crew. For example, having an engineer who runs the engines and back while a pilot flies up front. No, the Reclaimer doesn't have anything like this. In the same way that the Mole is multi-crew for mining, the Reclaimer is multi-crew for scraping. Except, to really scrape with it, it requires someone to hang out in the back and move boxes. It's not glamorous. Breaking down other people's trash never was, though. This ship has gone from an icon of the early game into a ship I cannot wait to take out when 3.18 goes live, and get some friends of mine who are waiting for crew play to come along and get back into the verse. I know I said that on Tomato's stream, but for me, this is a tectonic change in Star Citizen. I'm finally going to be able to hang out with some of my oldest friends playing the game I create so much content for. It's going to be good because nothing ruins a solo Reclaimer mission like getting in the wrong seat. The first backspace is always the deepest. So what about other 3.18 changes? Well, I really like the new UI for repair and refuel, and I'm excited to see where engineering gameplay is starting to rear its head in that regard, bringing multicrew to more than just the lumbering hulk that is the Reclaimer. To be clear, no. Engineering is not coming to 3.18. I've been trying to run a little cargo, but server stability keeps throwing me for a loop, and I've yet to be able to actually run a lot of cargo like I wanted to. I do love the new UI here though, and it's so much better than it was, though expanding the cargo grid on the side of the screen would be nice. Finally, the bug. Look, it wasn't for lack of trying this PTU, but I wanted to get a whole lot more tested, and I've spent a lot of time getting just this far. Despite the fact it's recommended, I usually try not to delete my user folder, in part because I have a few keybinds I run custom that I hate putting back, but mostly because for me it's a stability test. This PTU, I have had to delete it every time there is a patch, because it will just not load. And that's usually not the case for me. I wasn't recording at one point, because I have all the tram footage one could ever want, but I can say now I've seen parts of Microtech and Loreville via tram I didn't know you could. The streaming issues on servers have been so bad it would leave you sick watching the tram ride jitter or fly off the tracks. In some iterations, I couldn't even leave the habs due to elevator problems. The good news, it's mid-January and CIG has been hard at work smashing bugs and working to get this PTU period to the finish line. I give them huge props for that, but 3.18 still feels pretty underdone, and this is such a big patch that I hope CIG doesn't just release it as a giant wreck at the end of the month because it's already running behind. There's still plenty of time, and the PTU has improved a lot in the last few weeks, but the stability of the current patch still feels like a golden era in comparison. 3.18 is a massive change. Trust me that for now, I would rather wait just a little bit longer to get a good, solid working patch on release. The end of this week felt way more stable than the beginning of this week did, so they're moving quick, and it's really starting to look good. We'll see, and I'll keep my eyes on it. So much exciting stuff for 2023 ahead, and I'm looking forward to doing more with the Star Citizen community this year too. So let me know down below who wants to crew a Reclaimer with me, and let me know what things in 3.18 have you most excited. Make sure to share this with your friends, especially the one that you jammed in the back of the Reclaimer to move boxes, who's bored while you scan around. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I will catch you all next time.